Hello everyone, welcome back. I'm Sarah, this is Nick. We're a British couple who left the UK many years ago in search of something different. We bought a small village house in Andalusia and a little old van to take us and our 2 dogs on new adventures.
Over the last few years we've explored over 25 countries in our old van, but now, after receiving an incredible offer, we backpacked from southern Spain to northern Europe to collect a replacement home on wheels.
We've spent the last few months in Germany making the van our own with a little bit of travel in between. Join us in today's vlog back in Berlin as we prepare for the long drive south and the arduous task of importing this van back home to Spain. Thank you! Bloody hell.
So darling, whose meal is this? Us or the dogs?
This is the dogs. They're having eggs, they're having broccoli, they're having potatoes, they're having some of their little dry biscuit food, they're having some mixed vegetables and
Probably a bit of fish.
And oh yeah, yesterday they had mackerel. So the dogs are quite spoiled and they like human foods. And today, later on today, we're going into the city and they'll be staying here. So I'm like giving them a nice meal, we'll take them for a nice walk and then we don't feel guilty.
Good morning guys, we are back in Velton. In Velton, the van in Velton or Felton.
Felton, yeah. Okay, so if you're new around here, our van is called Velton, as in Velton John. And where we are right now is the suburb of Felton in northern Berlin, and this is where the van was in storage for 2 years before we collected it. It was the first place we lived in the van when we moved into the van, so we decided that it had to be, the van was called Velton.
It's pouring down with rain yesterday, the worst day we've had for quite a while, but the sun's out today. Yes. So it's going to be a good day today. Even
though it is cold, as you can probably see by the attire, it's pretty cold. Like, it's nice in the sun, but it's really cold in the shade.
Just how they like them. So we've been back in Velton for about a week now. We do have an update and hopefully we will be leaving tomorrow morning, fingers crossed. But yeah, we spent about a week here. We spent over a week here when we first arrived, and it's a great place to just chill out for a bit. There's a train going direct into the city there. It's actually the bakery car park, and you pay for electric, empty your water to fill up waters, all that sort of thing. There's a toilet in the bakery you can use, lovely cakes and sandwiches and fresh bread there. So we're quite thankful that we found this spot, or quite thankful that Frank and Emily chose to store the van here, because otherwise we may never have found this spot.
We have got a bit of an update for you on the whole situation. So you've been following along. We have been waiting around Berlin for the last week,
seems
10
like
days
months
to get an appointment to get our export plates put on the van, so we are legally allowed to kind of leave Germany and then take the van down into Spain and continue the process into Spain, which is very daunting indeed, and as time goes on it's getting more and more daunting. But I keep saying there's no point in getting stressed about it, because there's no point in getting stressed with things that are out of your control. Isn't that right, darling?
That is right, darling. We're not stressed at all. No, the good news is we have got an appointment, finally got an appointment, and that is tomorrow.
Yes.
We've got to get up very, very early. You need to be up at 5 o'clock. We're heading into the city. We'll drop off the paperwork and the German plates, and then hopefully wait for a couple of hours and we'll pick up the 3-month export plates, which should give us plenty of time to organise things.
Yes, we actually were supposed to go in and drop off the paperwork and everything on Friday. We did go into the city on Friday, got to the office and it was closed. The guy didn't tell us that they close early on a Friday, so yeah, that's why we're going at 5 a.m. tomorrow, so we get there when he first opens and then hope there's no issues. This is the train track here, so let's not go this way. Diz! We don't know the park properly.
So that's one thing to remember when you're checking opening times and closing times. Friday and Saturdays work a little bit differently. A lot of shops and everything shut a lot earlier on Saturdays.
Yeah.
And lazy day on Friday. Quiet day on Sunday here, lazy day on Friday. But all good. We met up with Frank and Emily again, which is always good fun. A little bit tired, so we didn't go traipsing around the city. Went round their house, had a lovely curry night in. Bought South Indian curry, loads of dishes, really, really nice. What the hell is that? A lovely evening, and we are going back in to see them for the last time today, sadly.
Yeah, so we're going to have a nice afternoon. It's always a bit difficult taking the dogs with us. We took the dogs on Friday and it's a bit tricky on the trains because it is so hectic, and it's quite a long journey on the trains from here as well, because we are, I think, like 40 kilometres out or something. Yeah. Hopefully we can get this appointment tomorrow morning and leave the area, because as nice as it is around here, we've got very itchy feet. We have been in Berlin or in northern Germany for way longer than we had planned.
We did have a little 3-day rule. We'd say don't stay anywhere for longer than 3 days, and we've completely destroyed that, and it's gone out the window since we've been in Germany. We've been in Velten in total for like 3 weeks when we first picked up the van, and now, so yeah, we're done with Velten now.
It is time to leave.
So getting the export plates and getting out of Germany is one thing. That's kind of the easy part. Now the part that was always going to be a problem was importing it into Spain, and we've actually heard back from the company that was supposed to be helping us organise all that.
Nothing's set in stone yet, and we still are remaining hopeful and hoping to hear some better news next week, but it's looking like we have to remove everything from the van, like everything, and import the van in as an empty van and then do the rebuild again separately. That's what it's looking like at the moment.
Which is kind of what we thought may happen, but we'd kind of been reassured for the last 2 or 3 months talking to this company that wouldn't be the case, that, you know, we'd pay extra, we'd go to this special engineer and he'd organise it so we didn't have to take everything out. But apparently the law just changed, as they do actually in Spain, but apparently the law just changed, and yeah, that's no longer the case.
We're waiting to hear more next week. Today is obviously Sunday, so it's a brand new week, and we just have to keep our fingers crossed and see what happens as we travel down.
But we're not stressing about it. We're not stressed. If we do have to take everything out, if we can do that, take everything out and then do the homological separate, it's not such a bad thing. We'd get to know the van
inside
a lot.
Out.
Yeah, a lot.
Literally.
Literally, like our house when we bought it, it's a very old house. We did a lot of the plumbing and work ourselves, so we know what's behind every rock and things like that. And in Vinny, we've taken him apart so many issues over the years,
so we know exactly how everything works. It'll be the same with this van. We'll know how exactly everything works, and you know, maybe there'll be little bits of improvement along the way when we do the build the second time. Oh.
But yeah, so we've also got a plan B and a C in place. Yeah. So we have
and D and E and F. We've got loads of plans in place. We just don't know which
plan to put into action.
What's going to happen? van now. We've got a little bit of work to do on our laptops before we head into the city. And the next 24 hours, are we going to get the export plates on the van? Are we going to be leaving northern Germany tomorrow?
Hello, who's this?
Hello, is that Mick?
Hiya, Margaret. Yes, it's Nick. How are you? It's been a while. I thought you were in Barbados with your new fella.
Oh no, Mick, Barbados didn't work out, did it? Well, it wasn't really Barbados didn't work out, it was more the fella didn't work out.
Oh, sorry to hear about that. Where are you now then? What are you up to?
Well, Mick, I heard you're in trouble here in Germany, so I've come over to Germany. Well, I will tell you, Mick, I'm not missing the fella, but I am missing the weather. It's a bit chilly up here, isn't it?
Yeah, it is a bit cold. It's coming into winter now, isn't it?
I'm just actually looking online to book my winter holidays, Mick.
Oh, that's good. Are you on public Wi-Fi? Are you using a VPN, Margaret?
I'm using the Wi-Fi in the train station, Mick, and of course I'm using the best VPN on the market, Mick. I'm using NordVPN. All my friends use NordVPN now, Mick. Now you suggested it, and they're all very, very happy, and they're keeping very safe online. Make sure you tell all of your lovely subscribers about NordVPN, Mick.
Will do, Margaret. Where are you heading to next?
I'm just in Frankfurt. Are you near Frankfurt, Mick?
Just a couple of hours away.
Whereabouts are you, Mick?
In Berlin, in the north.
Oh no.
What are you going to do?
Well, I'm going to jump online now and find out what's the next train to get to you, Mick.
Oh, it'll be lovely to see you.
It'll be lovely to see you, Sarah, and the doggies as well, Mick.
Okay then. You take care.
Will do.
Stay safe, online and offline. Okay, catch you soon. Bye.
Bye, Mick.
Aww.
Bless her. So
Bless
nice to hear
her.
from her, eh?
She's come to see us.
Yeah. Always lovely to hear from Margaret, bless her, and I'll have to give her a ring later to thank her for reminding us to tell you guys about NordVPN, who are today's video sponsor. If you've never heard of NordVPN, where have you been? It's the best VPN on the market. We've been using it for like
About
3 years.
Yeah, it's really simple to use. You can't go wrong with NordVPN. You just open your phone, connect to Nord, or your laptop, of course,
Or your
and
tablet.
You're away.
You can have it on 6 different devices. And there's lots of reasons to get a VPN. The main one being adding security to your device. It adds an extra layer. It basically hides your IP address or allows you to choose an IP address from anywhere in the world, which adds that extra layer of security to help prevent hackers and snoopers from accessing your data when you're accessing especially public Wi-Fi's. The other reason, and a huge reason for most people, is especially when you're traveling around in a van, it allows you to access content from anywhere in the world, wherever you are in the world. So when we're traveling around Germany, for instance, we can watch the latest shows from the UK or our favourite shows from Spain.
NordVPN are offering a fantastic deal on a 2-year plan for our viewers. As always, they're always giving something away for free.
And there's a 30-day money-back guarantee, so there's no risk involved. So don't delay, sign up today.
Wrong again, didn't we? How did we get the trains wrong again? Worst journey ever.
So you'd think after being in Berlin for the last, I don't know how long, and coming into the sea quite a few times on the train, would be seasoned travellers.
It was supposed to
Not a
take an
chance.
hour, the journey. We've been on the trains for about 2 hours or more maybe. But we're here, we're kind of central now, we're going to meet Frank and Emily, and we're Only a couple of 100 metres away, finally.
Only 45 minutes late. It's
What a nightmare.
you just get off a train though. It says another train you're supposed to get on and then it doesn't exist. So we did plan to come into Berlin again, like when we first arrived, and do a proper day trip around the city, seeing the rest of the sites that we hadn't explored. But it never happened. With what's happened with the van and the news we've had and waiting for the plates and staying out in Velton, been a little bit stressful, so we haven't, and whenever we've come in we've just messed up the trains. Got here late and then just met up with Frank and Emily, had a few drinks and some food and gone home. So oh well, I would say we'd be back, but I'm not sure whether we will.
I don't know, just point it to a couple of numbers, see what we get. Something noodly, Vietnamese again.
Hey guys, we made it to see Frank and Emily for the last evening, sadly. We're only 45 minutes late, they've forgiven us though. Yeah, we come to Potsdamer Platz, went for a meal at the Manifesto food hall, really nice. And we've been meaning to, I think we've said it in the last vlog, we've been meaning to get these guys to tell you guys about how they came up with their plan for the van for Velton. We already know, because we've discussed all this. We should have filmed it the first time, but now we're sat here. We can't get a drink in the bar because they won't let us have one, so we're sat here in the cold to interview them just so you can find out.
We watched a lot of van life YouTube of people building out their vans and living in their vans, and it seemed like everyone had the same sort of layout with the bed in the back, and it was always about the garage, having a garage in the back. But we didn't really feel like we needed a garage, and we also didn't feel like having the back half of the van completely taken up by a bed, and we didn't feel like blocking the back door.
No.
No. Whatever she said.
That was perfect.
Yeah.
No, and go ahead.
I think a lot of the thing was we took the van out a lot and lived in it with nothing in it. We put a mattress on the floor and just not lived in it, but we traveled in it, camped in it, and we tried to figure out what we really wanted. And I think after going to wild camping and then camping in different sites, I think we decided that we'd like to have the ability to open the back, because a lot of times when you're in campsites, you're right next to somebody and you open that sliding door and you have somebody there, and
we're pretty much in their van.
We're in their van, yeah. They're there grilling hot dogs and things, and you're just like, you give them some privacy.
Well, and I think that when we went out in it for just a few overnights, and we would just throw a mattress pad down and we would just sleep. But we lived on an island, and so we would pull up. There were these parking spots where we could pull up, and we could basically just sort of sit on our mattress pad and have a glass of wine or something with the side door open, overlooking it was the Kalmar Sound, but the water and the sunset and everything. And we were like, this is really nice to be able to just open up this side door and have this huge view. So we wanted to keep that and have the sort of lounge area be in that place. And then we thought the idea of having a kitchen where you could open up the back doors and be looking out at whatever was in front of you while you were cooking was really nice, because we both really like to cook.
Basically, they're just greedy. They didn't want one space with an amazing view. They wanted two spaces. So they've got the kitchen, so you can look out behind the van and have incredible views, and that lovely space there, and then another space where they could look out.
Yeah. Well, we really wanted to have the ability to have one of us cooking and have one of us relaxing, or one of us still in bed and one of us making coffee,
because somebody likes to get up really early.
I do. I like to get up really early.
And some of us like to sleep in.
Yeah.
And if that person's making coffee, it's nice to be able to not have to put a table away or put a bed away to make coffee.
But having those two separate spaces really makes it feel, to us, it made it feel more like it was a little home and not so much just a vehicle, just not a single space, but 2 little rooms that you could exist in somewhat separately, which was really nice.
And there's a lot of considerations as well, because you got to think about weight on axles and kind of what goes where when you have batteries and water tanks and things like that. So this kind of unconventional setup, you actually got to kind of have that in mind, because if you store heavy stuff to the front, if you have electric bikes or something huge, then you got to think about that with the engine being up front. But I think it worked out well, and it's a strong van. Velton's strong. So.
Well, and we knew that we would be giving up the garage, but we built the lounge area to be higher. We actually built it a little too high, because then we ended up with these huge cushions. But
those cushions are amazing.
They're very comfy. They're just really tall. But we built it tall, and then we built the toolbox area so that you could put your feet on it, because we wanted that extra storage space. And then we also wanted to create that little space that's between the toolbox and the entrance, so that, because in Sweden it's often quite muddy and or snowy, and so we wanted to be able to step in, kick our boots off, and then step up onto that toolbox and sort of have that entryway to keep things clean.
We love the layout, and I think for all of the points that Emily and Frank have mentioned is why we love it. We like having the little separate areas, separate rooms kind of thing, and it really works well for us and the doggies, as it did for these guys who built the van. So it definitely feels like a little cabin. That's the way
more than a van,
especially without no windows at the moment. It even more feels like that. I mean, I don't want to put windows in, not in the lounge area.
That's still out for discussion. We haven't decided on the window thing.
Yeah,
it's
one
cozy.
in the back.
It's cozy.
It is cozy, exactly. But we'll see.
And that projector screen, in that little area, we love it, and we love these guys. Hopefully, we've met friends for life.
Definitely.
We feel like we've connected. We've got lots of things in common. Obviously, we all come from different walks of life and that, but we seem to have got on really well from the off. No?
Yeah, you will see us in Spain soon.
Yes,
We'll be there.
Definitely.
Okay, guys, we're going to go and find somewhere a little bit warmer before the lights come on.
It back in less than an hour, so we got on the right train. Very cool. And then we've just had a look at these little sweet treats, these vegan donuts from the Bramibels
How nice
donuts.
is that bag? We'll have to keep that.
This is the famous vegan donuts in Berlin.
Look at that.
Oh my goodness.
So they're all vegan, and they do seasonal flavors. So you've got pumpkin spice and a spiced plum poppy seed crumble, and then I think you've got a chocolate one and a sprinkly strawberry one.
Spoiled, so we're gonna have a cup of tea now. We're gonna have to have one of these because
Good morning, guys, and we are back in the city centre. We just came in to go to drop our documents off for the guy to go and get our export plates, because we had an appointment for this morning and we lost the appointment because he said to come in before he closed on Friday. We came in on Friday at 5 o'clock. They close every day at 5:30 apart from Friday. We should have checked that. He should have
called us.
He should have called. We've been phoning him every day this week saying, have you got an appointment? You got an appointment? He's like, no, I'll call. I'll let you know. I'll let you know. So we've been phoning him every day this week, and then, you know, the time we're supposed to be coming here with the documents the day before. Although previously he said if I've got an appointment for 11 o'clock, come in on the morning and then wait around with the documents.
So now we have to wait for another appointment. He's going to try and rush the appointment, but obviously it's not happening today. We've just been waiting for like 10 days for this appointment.
And you know what else happened this morning? We
Good.
wake up, it's the coldest day for ages, it's dark, it's wet, it's miserable. We go to start the van, it doesn't start. We need to move spots because they're doing works in the car park, digging up the road, so we had to move the van. Van wouldn't start because we've just been parked stationary, and I think Frank and Emily said that there may be some issues with that battery, so we need to get a new one. It's been fine until now, and then the morning we have to come in, wouldn't start. So we had to push it.
Hopefully where we've pushed it to is okay. We'll find out. I'm sure it will be, and we're going to get back earlier now anyways, aren't we? So at least we can be back at the van. But oh my goodness me, it's
Escape
more
Berlin.
bad luck, unfortunately. But we will not be beaten, darling.
Not be beaten.
So the day for leaving Berlin, which was supposed to be today, it's not happening. We're here for, well, who knows when
We're
the next
hoping the next few days, and that is it. To wait and see.
We'll have to wait and see.
Anyway, we get to see Frank and Emily again.
Yeah.
Good morning, guys.
Good morning.
And today is a very special day.
Very, very, very special
For
day.
2 reasons. Reason 1 is we're going to pick up the export plates. Now, I know you've heard it all before, but
it's happening today.
it is happening today. After where we left you in the, when we last made contact kind of thing, we'd had the mess up with the plates. The appointment had been cancelled. We actually went to see Frank and Emily, which was always lovely, and then we went back to the office, filled in all the paperwork. He said he'd hurry an appointment along, and we've got an appointment for today. So it's been another 3 days in this car park.
Yeah.
But today
is the day, hopefully, surely. We're going to phone up shortly to make sure it's all happening, but I'm sure it's going to be fine, which means we'll be able to leave this car park tomorrow and head south, start heading south. So that's
Berlin.
really good news. So that's the first reason. The second reason is it's our wedding anniversary.
No, it's not.
Wow.
That was a couple of days ago, but it's when we first got together.
Yeah. So we've been married for 9 years and we've been together for 19 years.
19 years.
Big one next year, isn't it? Anyway, so
And that's probably longer than the age of most of our subscribers, isn't it?
He's
Only
joking.
Only joking.
Yeah, so it's going to be a good day. The van as well. I think we mentioned that we had a bit of an issue starting the van. But yeah, it's all good now. We've charged it up and it's started, and we moved into this little space here, so no worries there. We do need to change the starter battery, we knew that, but you can just charge it up via the sun or when you're plugged in. So no worries, the van is fine, and yeah, we're kind of feeling quite good and positive moving forward now. And
just want to drive. We just want to drive. It'll be sad, very sad to say goodbye to Frank and Emily, but we have invited them to Andalusia, so I hope they come and visit us. But we are so ready to head south now.
I think there was something we wanted to
get you to subscribe, guys, because we have to say this month has been the worst month since we started the channel.
Yeah, on subscriber count, crazily. And
yeah, I know, tell them.
Please subscribe to our channel if you haven't subscribed already. It's really, really easy to do. You have to do it on your laptop or your phone or a tablet rather than just doing it through the TV.
It's free. It's absolutely free. Just open it, get an email. That's all you need, a Gmail, which are free. They'll just hand them out, and that's it. And then you can leave comments, you can hit the notification bell and all that sort of thing, and it brings a smile to our face every time we get a new subscriber. It does.
Anyways, on that note, we will leave you and see you all next Thursday. So thanks so much for watching. Next Thursday, a bit of travel content coming.
Back on the road.
Okay, guys. See you next week.
Take care. Bye.